Hello everyone. Welcome back to Adventure Recaps. Today I'm going to explain a science fiction and action movie called Fullmetal Alchemist. A small town is seen as the film begins, where two brothers used to reside. The elder brother's name was Edward, and one his younger brother. They loved to learn the alchemy. They could convert any metal into another metal, performing it. Even they could convert the base metal into gold. Employing it, they used to make toys for them. One day, they go to show their made toy to their mother. Their mother encourages them and she dies with it. Their father had already passed away. Now those children are left alone now. Being dejected, they are sitting near their mother's grave. Edward says to his younger brother that why did we not transmute our mother through this practice? But his younger brother is wise and says, no brother. This is illegal. We may receive a great penalty if it revealed before anyone. Because he also knew that their life can also be lost in case of any mistake while practicing it. In spite of it, Edward convinces his younger brother. Going to library, they begin searching for some books regarding this practice. Then they collect all elements with which human body has been composed. They draw a circle with white outline. Putting a pot in the circle, they begin to add all minerals in it. Now they need a spirit for the ending part of the practice. So they both brother drip a drop of their blood into it. Suddenly, all things begin to mingle. There has started a fuss in that pot. A mysterious energy releases from it. It begins to destroy everything. So their house starts falling down due to this. Edward's younger brother is also dragged to this storm. He tries his best to rescue him, but he had entered into another world. He has to sacrifice the life of his younger brother because a mistake had been committed by them. He had reached the dwelling of gods. Edward thinks as he grows up that he should go for the search of his brother. So he gets ready to move to that world. He addresses to God, which mistake I committed that I could not revive my mother. I need to have a look of my mother at once. Then God sends him into a gate, where he glances at the soul of his mother. Edward cannot witness her clearly. So he is expelled out of the gate. Edward says to God, I have not glimpsed her clearly yet. Let me go back. God says, no. What I could do for you I did. You cannot pay for it now. Edward says, I want to mend my mistake. I have to mend my ways. So I may rescue my brother, bringing him into my world. God says, it is incredible until you pay hefty fine for it. Edward asks, tell me what is as such. God says, you will have to sacrifice your one arm and leg in its place. Edward agrees and his younger brother is returned to him. But the matter of fact was this, only Edward's younger brother's spirit could approach in this world. And Edward's one of the legs and arms had also been sacrificed in its place. He is grieved, not finding his brother in his surroundings. And his leg and arm were also aching. He brings a metal covering, and he infuses his brother's soul into it. He says to his brother that, don't worry. I will bring back your body at any cost. So he becomes a great alchemist in a renowned library. So he may write his own alchemy book along with the researching of other books. Then he comes to know that he can restore his brother's body in a case, if he finds out a philosopher's stone. Now he starts searching that stone. Then he knows that a father of this place possesses this stone. Leaving his services in library, he goes to that father to take that stone. But father does not give him stone but creates the troubles on his way. He attempts to kill him. Because that stone was rare enough. That father fights him too much and he was ruining everything. And he was threatening to kill the people of that location. Then, Edward transforms a stone into giant to kill that father. Meanwhile, the army of that place arrives there and stops both of them. They are captured. Then the military colonel also approaches there. He informs Edward, nothing exists as such stone in this world. And that father was befooling you. Colonel tells, being too solid, that stone does not damage if it has also reached to this world. Neither it works. He burns that stone to prove it. Which is damaged after burning. Edward feels sorrow that he struggled for a fake stone. Police releases father. Then he moves to those people who had given him this stone. They were humanoid robots made by a great alchemist. Father is getting angry on them. Then a robotic girl among them kills him. And that other robotic boy begins to eat it. Then it is seen that Edward is at a place where he meets a military general who was very inspired from him. He says, I have knowledge about you. And I am really willing to support you. If you are devoted and want to work with loyalty. The friend of Edward has also come there. Military general sends Edward to the great alchemists. It may be credible as they may help Edward to an extent. Then Edward's childhood friend approaches there. And she was the same female friend who had fixed Edward's artificial hand and arm. Now Colonel leads them to a great alchemist who used to live with his daughter and a dog. That alchemist tells Edward, what is my job? He actually could create one more animal while merging two animals, which can also talk like the human beings. Edward asks that alchemist, how can I bring my brother into the world? That alchemist tells him, there is no any way to bring the human being into life again. Or her body may be brought in this world. But you can do it with the help of a stone. Alchemist tells Edward, there was a scientist who used to conduct the experiment along with the army. And he possesses that stone. He is hidden with a threat as that rare stone may not be taken from him. That alchemist says to Edward, whose house they are now, leave your brother's spirit in my house. I talked to him. It may be possible that there may be searched any remedy. At this time, you may search for that man. Then it is seen that Edward and his female friend go in search of that man. Contrarily, that alchemist is talking with the spirit of Edward's younger brother. He compels him to think that your spirit will never enter in this world. You were not a human being. And Edward's younger brother is also compelled to think this, was I really not come in this world? He ponders, who am I? What is the actuality of my existence? Now it is witnessed that Edward and his female friend had searched out that scientist. He tells that I am living here secretly from the military. He is going to reveal the purpose behind it then that robotic girl approaches there at the same time who kills him. He tells Edward, before dying that, there is an army laboratory where you will find that stone along with details. Otherwise, he also hands Edward some papers. Now it is glimpsed when Edward moves to the alchemist's house, where he had left his brother's spirit. He does not see his daughter and dog there. Going to the alchemist's room, he gets excited. There was a mysterious creature in front of him, which had been created while merging the two animals. It was also talking. Edward loves that creature when he goes near her. Then it begins speaking, will you play with me? Edward remembers after hearing it used to say to me by alchemist's daughter. Then it is exposed that it is not the merging of two animals, but alchemist has mixed together his daughter and dog. And he has created this creature from it. He flies into rage and begins to kill alchemist saying, why did you practice as such? He says to Edward, you sacrificed your brother in order to bring your mother into life, and I want to surpass the science field. I will sacrifice my family for it if I have to do it. And I did. And my previous created creature was also created from my wife and another animal. Edward gets infuriated and he begins to end him. And he also calls the military and he is being arrested. Edward is saddened thinking that he could not secure the life of a little girl. Then it is witnessed that Edward begins to check the direction of that lab in search of the stone, which was told to him by that scientist. He starts weeping while not finding that stone. His younger brother's spirit, which was bound in the metal covering, he thinks that Edward is just using me while going after a rare stone. A great quarrel is held due to this thought, because he had started to think as Edward is not his biological brother. They fight too much, so Edward's hand is wounded badly. Then Edward's female friend begins to cry. She says to him, do you not recall that we used to play together in our childhood? She starts recalling her past days. She tells, his aim is just to bring you back into this world. He loves you a lot. Why do you not get the point? Your mind had been stuffed with the negativity by someone. Just try to think. Because you are a human being. Edward's brother begins to recall all memories, and he apologizes his elder brother. Now, Edward moves to each library so he may discover about the laboratory. But he does not get any detail about it. He struggles hard and finally gets exhausted. Meantime, Colonel says to him coming there, I assist you. He tells that it was not a laboratory, it was rather a prison where human being had been kept captive. and he tells where its spot is. But that robotic girl comes there before his speaking. She begins to attack him. But Colonel puts his life at risk and they leave from there. He goes outside to contact someone. But that Colonel also comes on the scene there, who had conversed with Edward in the beginning. He fires his gun on him. Edward is also captured under the allegation of his murder, where Lieutenant tells him the Colonel has killed the other Colonel. And he had also freed that alchemist. That Lieutenant told facts were also ignored by the military. So she suggests to Edward, we should flee. They come outside, attacking the security guard there. They witness coming outside, that evil Colonel is surrounded by the police. Colonel suspects that she is not Lieutenant, then the secret opens to him that she is humanoid robot. That robotic girl also calls her other team members. Then, Edward and his companion Lieutenant arrive there. Then that robotic girl accepts it that Colonel has not been killed by this Colonel, but I have killed him while disguising. Then Edward's companion Lieutenant asks her, why are you ending the military force? You have also released to that alchemist. What do you want? Then those humanoid robots say, we did not free him. He may be another one. We revealed what we did. One of the robotic girls begins to search for that alchemist, while other robotic girl moves in search of the laboratory, while a robotic boy moves ahead to eat the army force. Meanwhile, that innocent Colonel is also wounded who is blamed to kill the Colonel. Chasing them, Edward eventually reaches that laboratory, where that alchemist had imprisoned his brother's spirit and childhood female friend. Their alchemist tells him the reality of the stone. He tells, the stone which you are considering rare and unique, should I tell what it actually is? This is not the laboratory but it was a prison. This stone was created after sacrificing many captives there and using their souls. They are agonized and tormented too much, as they're all released energy used to pour into this stone. Knowing about it, Edward is grieved. The stone which he considered too valuable, it was actually created after many agonized sacrifices of the humans. At the same time, that robotic girl kills that alchemist there, that he may not expose many secrets. Then General is also seen there. Army General who was the manipulator of this plan. He was after it. He switches on the lights, which opens the secret that the innocent victims had been hanged on the ceiling of the lab, which had been sheltered with something. Now General starts to add a stone in each which causes their revival. They are turned into the mysterious creatures as disembodied spirits. Then General unties them and they fall down. They attack General first after reviving. Now this embodied spirits go outside. And General gets worried as they may also harm the other people. He commands his army which included Edward and his friends. Kill all disembodied spirits. And they do the same. And all disembodied spirits are come to end within a few time. Then, Edward and that Colonel go to capture those robotic girls. One of the robotic girls tells that this immortal stone was added in it when we were created. So we may revive no matter how many times you kill us. They are upset. Then, Edward tells Colonel that they can live at that time until this stone holds much energy which was in those spirits. He tells him that they may be died if you attack them time and again. And they finally meet their end. Colonel honors his words, that he has said rightly. Then they begin to attack them again and again, using their own fire. They begin to burn them. At last, those humanoid robots start weakening. They begin to feel weak. Now they had ended here. Colonel takes that stone out from their body. He hands it over, Edward, saying, take it. You can now rescue your brother. Edward moves to that world, taking that stone, where God and his younger brother were present. Giving that stone, he is going to leave taking the body of his brother. Then he thinks that, I am sacrificing the number of the people to rescue my brother. The number of the people's soul is bound in this stone. I cannot do as such. He says to his brother, I will surely come back to you, let me take this stone into the world art once. He comes back to the world, and he says to his brother's spirit in metal covering, going there, that I could not sacrifice the number of the people for the sake of your only life. So I will find another way to bring your body back. You will have to sit tight. Edward's brother was also mindful who understands it. And this movie completes on this sentimental scene. Subscribe the adventure recaps for more content like this and also leave a comment if you want us to recap your favorite movie. Until next time. Thanks for watching.